Every single day we make tons of decisions. They concern our private life, they concern our work. And why is it so important to pay attention to them? Because every single decision has its consequences. And these consequences pave our path for the future. Welcome to episode 12 of podcast Thrive in Life. This episode is dedicated to making better decisions. Here in this space, we're going to talk about the monkey mind, the eel intuition, and we're going to say what the true intuition is. We'll also answer the question how to connect with it and what to be careful about. I'll give you a handful of tools for self-work on how to connect to the healthy, the true intuition. And at the end, I'll give you some 2 book recommendations. Stay tuned and let's go. Hi. For those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Sylwia, and I like to call myself leadership and wellbeing consultant, or creative coach, or just a friend on the journey of your self-discovery. I support 2 groups of people. First is the group of people who want to and is ready for self-discovery, to dig deep inside of them and realize what potential they have to be able to share with the world. Second group are the people whose mindset and heart set and soul set has huge impact on others, who are managing or who are responsible for other people because they create the work environment. I support them in creating healthy atmosphere at work, creating the teams that are supportive and who are happy at work and outside so that they can deliver to their best. Okay, this is enough about me and what I do, how I support you, and let's move on to the episode. Let's start off with defining what intuition is. So, intuition is instinctive knowledge that is separated from conscious thinking. And here is where the fun begins, the conscious thinking. Let me give you some figures first, okay, to show you the importance of the thinking mind and its impact on our lives. The thinking mind, that is called monkey mind. These are all the thoughts that we have almost all the time. To support it with some figures, it's about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, out of which 90%, roughly 90%, are the same thoughts that we had yesterday. So you can see that this it's not very easy to dig deeper to discover the wisdom coming from intuition, because it is something that is beyond the thinking mind. And considering the engagement of the thinking mind, like I said, it's monkey mind, you can see that it can be challenging, especially at first. To make it easier for you, I decided to group the thinking mind into the two categories. The first group of the monkey mind thoughts is shoulda, woulda, coulda. It means the thoughts that are about resistance. Most probably, many of you can catch yourself thinking, oh, I should do something, but I don't really feel like. Many times, this is something that comes from that's not even aligned with you. This is some responsibility that you feel, but it's not really what you want to do. So instead of asking, should I? It's better to say, what do I want? Again, the next example would be, oh, I could do something, but let me do it later. Or let me do it some other time. Or I would do something, but I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm still not ready, I don't have enough knowledge, and these all are sabotaging thoughts, okay? The thoughts of resistance. The second group of the monkey mind thoughts are the patterned thoughts. And these are all the beliefs that you acquired during your way. Again, neither good nor bad. Some of them are serving you, but now we're focusing on the thoughts that are stopping you from thriving. The typical examples of pattern thoughts that are not serving is, everyone's against me. Everything that I touch, I ruin. Or I'm useless. I'm a failure. All of these is making you carry a huge burden, that it's stopping you from really spreading your wings. Please mind that all the time I was describing the thinking mind, the conscious mind, so something that we're aware of. Both groups were about the thoughts that you know you have, okay? Another thing is what we store in our subconscious mind. Very often, these are the beliefs that we're not even aware of. The programs that we acquire during our lifetime, but we're not even aware that we run on them. Why is it important? Like I told you before many times, 95% of the decisions that we make come from this area, the subconscious mind. Only 5% of the decisions come from the conscious thinking. And again, some of the things that we run on, the programs that are in subconscious mind, they serve us. And we do not talk about these, okay? In this episode, we're focusing on the things that are blocking us from thriving. So, for you to understand it better, I'm going to call these blocking programs that are stored in subconscious mind the ill intuition. Very often, and the reason for this, why I decided to make this distinction, is that very often we call intuition anything that we intuitively do. However, the healthy intuition that we call here intuition, this is your wisdom that is healthy, that these are the healthy programs, Okay, and the ill intuition, as we call it here, these are the programs that are not serving you, but you still work on them because this is what you stored in the subconscious mind. So let me give you an example here. Very simple, very often used. About money. From the conscious mind, I may think, or you may think, that you like money, you want to be an affluent person, you want to be rich. And consciously, this is what you verbalize, what you say. Yes, I want to have money, I want to be rich. However, if in the subconscious mind you consider the people who are rich as thieves or people who are not very genuine or who are manipulative, or you think that they don't do good, it doesn't matter what your conscious mind is thinking. Deep down inside, you are preventing yourself from being a thief or a manipulative person. You don't want to be associated with somebody like this, right? Because you have a disguise for these people. And thus, you prevent yourself, you're sabotaging yourself from getting rich because of the hidden program that you have. And this is what I call here ill intuition, the program that needs to get healed. Because as you know, on the example of money, but like with everything else, this is just a type of energy. Money can be used wisely, can do good, but it also can be harmful, right? It can be used to do harm. Same with a knife. We can use it to prepare nice dinner, beautiful dish for our family and friends, but also it can be used as a tool to murder somebody, right? So this makes a huge difference between to differentiate the ill intuition from the, which are the limiting programs. I'm going to be repeating that. Hidden in subconscious mind, blocking you from thriving, and separated from the healthy intuition, your wisdom that is based on the good programs, on the serving programs. So, like I said, the healthy intuition that we call here just intuition, to make it more simple, this is your wisdom, again, gathered by you throughout your lifetime. And this is hidden in your subconscious mind. This is not a rational thinking, okay? And now let's answer the question that you've been waiting for. How to connect with this intuition? First of all, we need to be aware. We need to be able to notice, observe the conscious mind threats. So like we said, the monkey mind, the pattern thoughts, the first group was shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? Being aware of what we are keep repeating. That's number one. But number two is also to be aware, to find out, go inside, to discover not only what you have in your conscious thinking, but also the ill programs that need to be healed, that are stored deep, deep, deep inside in your subconscious mind, okay, which we call ill intuition. Let me remind you, in ill intuition, these are the programs that are not serving your growth, your development. So let me tell you about 3 practices, that 3 tools that you can use on daily basis to tap into this presence and awareness and connection with the body. So the 2 keywords here are observation and connection. What we want to observe are the patterns coming from the conscious mind, from the monkey mind, and also the patterns that are stored. Of course, we're talking about the negative, harming ones that are stored in subconscious mind. What we want to connect to, we want to connect to our wisdom, intuition, i.e., the healthy programs that are serving us. The 3 tools that I want to tell you about are the breath work, the mind scan, and the body scan. Let's start off with the breath work. It's very simple yet very powerful tool, practice that, first of all, physically changes the chemistry of your system. Through the breath work, you're able to calm yourself down, to dive into the wisdom, the intuition. I remember my grandma used to say, before you respond, count to 10. Breathe and count to 10. And this is what it is. It lets us acknowledge the emotions that come and gives us some extra time, not to be, to avoid being reactive to our emotions and feelings and these thoughts that come from monkey mind, but to dive deeper, to respond, acknowledging them, but being aware of their presence. Okay, the next is mind scan. So I'm sure you heard about mindfulness, meditation. Again, it helps you to acknowledge the thoughts, the patterns, or the resistance that comes from your conscious mind, from what you've been storing and keep on repeating to yourself, right? It helps you to have a look at what's serving you, what is not, to let go of these limiting beliefs and tap into your wisdom, which is your intuition. I will devote another episode on explanation of the difference between the mindfulness practice and meditation. Both of them are very, very powerful techniques, tools. There is slight difference between them though. What's more, it also gives you an access to your subconscious mind so that you can separate the ill intuition, the limiting programs, from the actual intuition and connect, tap into this. Another tool in this category of mind scanning is also journaling. This is when you put everything that you have in your head, in your subconscious mind, on the paper, Again, how to do journaling, I'm not going to explain in details right now. We'll spend another episode on elaborating on it, but in the meantime, you can Google how to do journaling. To tell you briefly, this is the tool that works exactly like meditation, we can say. We can call it meditation in motion. This is when you let yourself to write everything that comes to your head right now, that you want to spit out on the paper without any judgment. Because if the judgment creeps in, it's going to be blocking you from writing what's really inside. So how can you observe? If you don't observe what the limiting programs coming from either conscious mind or subconscious mind, then you're not going to be able to move farther and make changes to address these. And the third practice that I hugely recommend to you is the body scan. Like we said, intuition is achieved through the body-mind connection. So here I hugely encourage you to find the practice, the physical practice that you enjoy and that will help you to scan your body where you're hiding the fears. Because all those limiting beliefs, all those resistance thoughts, they come from some fears, some insecurities. And the physical practice gives you an ability, a chance to acknowledge the presence of these thoughts in your body. One of my favorite tools, techniques, practices when it comes to the body scan is yoga. So something that you may not know about me, I'm also a yoga teacher. I run yoga classes that are mostly, that are about this exactly, about putting attention onto the body to identify what else needs to be taken off for us to achieve better connection with our inner wisdom, with our intuition. Of course, the physical benefits, the nice posture, these are the side effects, as I call them. What's more, I use the mind and body connection in my work with clients, in my coaching work with clients. I hope you remember about the technique that I told you, the method that I've developed, which is S4 method, that connects the standard coaching approach with the body sensation. And it's composed of 4 elements. This is scanning, selection, substitution, and sensation. Especially the last element, sensation, is deeply connected with the body. Without the feeling, letting that goals that we have into our body, feeling as if it already happened, there is a small chance that we are going to confirm that the goals that we have are aligned and that we have true connection with the intuition. Please don't confuse it with ill intuition. Note: to achieve better connection with intuition, you want to practice the presence and awareness. These can be done through 3 types of practice: the breath work, the mind scan, and the body scan. So let's move on to what to be conscious and careful about when it comes to making better decisions. It's making sure that we do not confuse the monkey mind with intuition. It's easy to confuse the two because sometimes we think that we make a decision based on our intuition, whereas it really is based on the fear that is caused by or brought to us by the thoughts that we carry of woulda, shoulda, coulda, and the pattern thoughts, like I'm useless, for example. So again, like I told you before, the way to approach it is to get to know yourself better, to use the practices that I told you about to do this. Let me quote Joe Dispenser, who said, "Where we put our awareness and for how long maps our destiny." It means the more of these monkey thoughts you allow yourself to have, to run on, the more your decisions will be directed this way. Okay? And the more awareness you give towards diving deeper beyond that, connecting to your intuition, again, this is where your destiny will be directed. And how to make sure that we do not stay connected to our ill intuition, which, like we said, these are the programs, the limiting beliefs that are stored in subconscious mind that we often are not aware of. Here, it's very simple to say, because it's enough to have a look at your surrounding. Do you live as you want to? Are your relationships look as you wish them to? If not, probably most of the time you're connected to this ill intuition. And here is when you want to pay your attention to search for these limiting beliefs, the limiting programs that you stored. Sometimes the techniques that I told you are not enough. If you keep on trying, if you practice and it doesn't work, please remember that there are different professionals who can support you in this process. Sometimes when you have a hidden trauma or you have patterns connected with parents, the things that are so deep inside of you that it's very, very challenging to get to this point of being aware of them on your own. So this is when I encourage you to seek for help of psychiatrists, psychologists, or different therapists, depending on which area of life you have the challenge with. Note, sometimes in our subconscious mind there are blocking beliefs, sabotaging beliefs that we gathered as a result of different traumas. And this is a danger because we think that we're connected to our intuition, whereas in fact we're connected to these limiting beliefs, blocking patterns that we call here the ill intuition. Last but not least, I promised to give you a book recommendation. So I encourage you to read the book by Malcolm Gladwell, Blink, The Power of Thinking Without Thinking. It will give you an insight to how strong our intuition can be and how rational mind can cover it. I don't want to give you too much insight, not to spoil you the enjoyment of reading and discovering the knowledge, the wisdom that is included there. But I also encourage you to follow the work of Joe Dispenser. You heard me saying that before. He has a beautiful approach, and he shares lots of wisdom through his books, his recordings that you can find on YouTube. One of the books is Becoming Supernatural, that I can definitely recommend. If you like this episode of Podcast Thriving Life, please leave your comments and a like whenever it's possible, because it's uploaded on different platforms. So if you have the chance, please leave a thumb up if you consider it as valuable, and share with people who may need this information. Also, if you would like to book a private session with me, whether this is life or business coaching, I encourage you to get in touch with me by sending an email at contact@academyofdevelopment.com. Also, you can follow me on different social media platforms, which are Facebook and Instagram. And the description, the contact for that, you're going to find in the description of the podcast wherever you listen to it. Stay sound and stay curious about yourself, because you are really worth it and you can thrive, not just survive. Bye, and hear you soon. Besitos.